So my fellowship has been at the, also known as the Marin Wildlife Prevention Authority, Marin Prevention Authority, all things that we've been called. We are, wow, my Zoom is freaking out. Okay. We are a countywide organization that we have broken into 5 geographic zones. And Marin County is kind of unique because a lot of the land, actually 46% of it is publicly owned. If you can compare that to Sonoma County, the county just north of us, that is largely privately owned and only has 11% public land. So Marin County is very unique in that everything requires tons and tons of coordination, and everyone in the community is very active, well-informed. It's not really a place where you have to worry about the community not having any idea what you're doing, because they're pretty much all very, very aware of everything. And then most of the population is located in the eastern and southern regions. West Marin is the largest, but much less population dense. And then just a little bit of background information about the organization itself. So the MWPA is a 10-year tax measure C, that created or that funds a joint powers agreement that brings together all of the fire agencies, towns, and cities in Marin for increased coordination. And this coordination helps us to work towards our 5 major goals, which are to reduce flammable vegetation, improve detection and evacuation, to help fund grant programs, education and outreach, and to create more fire-resistant homes. So my fellowship can kind of be broken into 4 sections, if you will. The first one being educational outreach. The second one was one of my projects that I've been kind of working on and off for the last few months, which is the creation of a digital resource library, which kind of falls under educational outreach. And then third one is support of both incoming and outgoing grants. And then lots and lots of professional development, which has been awesome.
Hey, Maria, sorry to interrupt. We all can still only see your first slide, so I'm not sure.
Oh, shoot.
No, it's okay. I meant to let you know before.
Be helpful, thank you. Okay, can you guys see this one?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you didn't miss too much. Well, oh gosh, now it's not changing at all.
Well, it's okay. You're tabling side.
Okay. Okay. You guys didn't miss much. It was just a map of Marin County, and then the second one was little logos of all of our member agencies. Technical difficulties. Okay, so going on with the educational outreach, for one of my first projects, I assisted with the organization and facilitation of a panel event. That one was over the topic of, or on the topic of prescribed fire. And then the second one was for a panel type discussion that was over forest health. And then I also helped organize a field trip. And for those projects, it was a lot of like preparation type work, kind of developing background information so that I could help formulate questions and have just general baseline knowledge to help me facilitate a more productive conversation. And then there was lots of speaker coordination, presentation creation, and then facilitation of both the rehearsal and then the day of activities. And then afterwards, I wrote some summaries and news articles for the webinars, and then we also posted the recordings for just general future use. Are you guys seeing my new slides? Is it keeping up?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So the next project is something that is kind of been ongoing, just like as I have time in the last like 6 months or so. And that has been the creation of a digital resource library. So we, like I said, we have a lot of active community members that are sometimes well-informed and sometimes not. And we kind of just wanted to be able to put out as much of the like latest science as we can so that people understand why we're doing the work that we're doing. So currently I have a little over 200 sources saved. And then starting yesterday, actually, I've been in kind of the upload segment, if you will. So I have a few sections up as of yesterday, and then that'll be kind of what I'm working on the next couple of weeks, is finishing up with that, kind of the like organization on the website and all of that. But this was kind of my first introduction into copyright issues. I didn't really realize how strict these things were in the world of like online journals. A lot of authors don't even have like access or the rights to their own work anymore once they publish, so you can't really even ask them if you can post their stuff because it's not their place to say. So I had to go through and re-vet all of my sources, because it doesn't do the public a lot of good if you're only posting things that have, you know, like a $30 paywall to read one article. But yeah, still just ongoing, and hopefully that'll be done being uploaded in the next like week or so once I get the website formatting a little bit more nailed down. And then, so I've also assisted with the preparation of portions of 3 different grants. So that was for the Cal Fire Prevention, Forest Health, and then the Coastal Conservancy. And this was a lot of assisting with timelines, project descriptions, and then a little bit of like mapping. And our Cal Fire Prevention grant was actually awarded a few weeks ago now. And so that brought in $3.25 million for the Greater Ross Valley Shaded Fuel Break, which is really exciting. It's that orange squiggly line that you can see on the right-hand side of the page. It's 38 miles long and then 1,379 acres. And just like a little funny story about the photo on the side. So that's part of a requirement for the grant is that you have to map it in CAL FIRE's Cal Mapper, and you have to do this by putting in like all of these individual little dots, which I'm sure if you have like a 1 mile long shaded fuel break isn't too bad, but for 38 miles, it's a little bit tedious. But just the more you know about grants. And then my main project and kind of my favorite project is the Community Grants Program. I've spent countless months supporting this program. Started out with just like program testing and tweaking so that we could get everything uploaded about 7-8 months ago now. And we did lots of website updates, proofreading, making sure everything was like super duper clear for everyone. And then I created a paper application for increased accessibility for people who might not have access to the internet, might have difficulties operating the world of the internet. We have lots of senior residents who live in West Marin and don't have access or don't want to have access. So I've sent out lots and lots of paper applications for them, and then uploaded all of those afterwards. And then I operate what I like to call the grants hotline. And that's just lots and lots of questions from people who need help just understanding the program, might be locked out of their email, and I'm acting like Apple support sometimes, but and then I assisted with the development of the program proposal for the next work plan. So we kind of figured out what worked, what didn't work, and tweaked it so that next year will be bigger and better. And then I've participated in weekly application review since the beginning of the program. And so far we've awarded a little over $78,000, and that's in about the last 6 months or so. or so. And then we have the goal of maxing out our grants budget for next year. So hopefully we get there. And then lots of professional development and training this year. I have a few new certifications for my resume. Basic wildland firefighter, NOLS first responder, epinephrine auto-injector, CPR, and then I took a 12-week course over mitigation best practices to really make sure I'm providing sound recommendations for people when I'm on my grants hotline. And then lots of external learning opportunities, workshops on CEQA and ARC, GIS Online and Pro, courses on some fun like biodiversity related things like California, types of conifers in California, types of mushrooms in California, and then lots and lots of webinars, which has been awesome, prescribed grazing, biochar, all that good stuff. And then kind of one thing that I felt like I was not missing, but just was different than what I had been used to in my past job experiences was kind of that like hands-on aspect. I worked in a research lab when I was in college, and then had other types of like internships and things like that where I was mostly just like out in the field doing stuff. And it was great because I had the opportunity to kind of network with other agencies in Marin County under the umbrella of being able to, go and talk to people about what the MWPA is doing as well, just as you're planting trees. So I got to go work on some restoration projects, burn pile building, smoke counting, which is really cool, and then some invasive removal days as well. And yeah, oh, and the photo in the upper right-hand corner isn't just like a selfie. That's after I finished my my pack test for my basic wildlander firefighter certification. So 3 miles in, or 45 pounds under 3 hours for 3 miles or whatever. Super, super exhausting. And then successes, barriers, and challenges. So coming from the Midwest, we don't deal with wildfires. We mostly are in the tornado realm. So total lack of wildfire experience coming in. But I feel like under the success tab, I have adapted pretty quickly because I feel like I picked up on things pretty fast and was able to kind of learn a whole new area that I was totally new to. And then lack of experience with grants, both internal and external, super new to me as well, kind of the application process on both sides. And then public speaking, clearly a challenge, especially when I'm talking about myself, but something that I've had the opportunity to definitely get better at over the last 11 months, and hopefully more practice to come. And then lastly, under successes, got a little feelings in here, but I do genuinely feel connected to my projects. I felt like I've made a tangible difference, and yeah, I get to connect with residents on a regular basis. It's really awesome to be able to actually help people. Yeah, and then reflections and conclusions. A lot of firsts this year. My first cross-country move, first job out of college, first remote job, which is cool. And then like, I don't want to cry. I really do have the best team ever. They're awesome. Yeah, continuous support, mentorship, opportunities to grow. This is all of them on the right. And yeah, world's best bosses. Yeah. Oops.
We love you too, Maria.
Thank you. I'm crying out of stress and sappiness. So.
Well, thank you so much, Maria. That was amazing. Does anyone have any questions for Maria? Mark asks, what is your favorite grant success story?
Ooh. Man, this one's gonna make me cry too. I had a resident a few months ago who is a low income senior, and her husband just passed away, and so she was just having like so much trouble with all of this work that was just building up on her property, and we were able to, you know, give her grants for the work that she had, and she'd like text me sometimes, and she's super nice. Yeah.
I can, if I can just say something really quick. Maria's been fantastic, and when she says that she has made a tangible difference in the county of Marin, she has. And I hope she's proud of the work that she's done, because she's supported so many people to improve the safety of their homes, which improves the overall community. So thank you, Maria.
Thanks, Mark.
Well, Mona says that she's totally with you on the stress and sappiness cry sessions this week. So
Thank you, Mona.
well, any last thoughts or questions for Maria before we move on to our last speaker?